What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Leon from Leon Talks TV. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're delving into a hot topic that's been making waves online. A recent survey that found 78% of American women say that they won't date a man who doesn't have a car or his own apartment. So, we're going to explore what this means for dating today, why these preferences are important, and how they reflect challenging views. Let's get started. Chapter 1, the survey findings. So apparently, potential isn't enough in today's dating world. So let's break down what this survey is telling us. A whopping 78% of women said they wouldn't date a man who lacks a car or an apartment, even if he has great character or big dreams for the future. This shows that for many women today, stability and independence are really important when it comes to relationships. In other words, having your car and a place to live, or your own apartment, so to speak, is seen as a sign of responsibility. Chapter 2, the debate around the survey. Now, this survey has sparked a lot of debate online. Some people think these preferences are materialistic, while others believe they're just setting reasonable standards. It seems that many women want more than just a relationship. They want to feel secure and safe in their relationships. Having a steady lifestyle matters just as much, if not more, than having potential. You see, I came across 3 interesting comments on a post on Instagram regarding this survey that really highlights this discussion. So one male user said, but they break the rules for Pookies and Ray Rays. If he's fine and bed game is on point, but place rules on men they don't like. Another male user commented, I can't blame her for that. She's not saying that he has to be wealthy or make 6 figures. A car and apartment is the bare minimum. If you don't have a car or place of your own, roommate, as a single man, you shouldn't be dating. Get your life together first. Now, personally, I can agree with this comment, and I'll explain why later in this video. Then there's this comment. That's good to know. I'm pretty sure 78% of men won't date a woman who doesn't have a car or an apartment too. It's an even trade and fair game. Now, however, I don't agree with this perspective regarding the last comment. The standards set by society often doesn't require women to have an apartment or a car, especially if they are being picked up or driven around by men. Many guys go the extra mile to provide women, whether it's picking them up or paying for their Ubers. This dynamic allows women to be vocal about their requirements. Whether they truly stand by those requirements is another question altogether. So, the conversation around attraction and what it is deemed necessary in a partner is complex. While many women look for stability in relationship, it's important to recognize a different expectation based on gender and society norms. So let's discuss how these standards may affect dating dynamics in today's world. Chapter 3, practical considerations. Another point worth mentioning is that, especially in places where having a car is necessary, not having one can be a big deal breaker. Women often view a lack of a car as a sign that a guy might not be independent. However, some women also make a distinction between not having a car and living with family. If a guy has a plan to move out and becoming independent, that might make it more acceptable. Chapter 4, changing values in dating. As we look ahead to 2025 and beyond, and it's clear that potential alone isn't enough anymore. Stability is becoming a big deal in dating. A lot of women are saying that they need to see real, tangible signs of responsibility before they can invest in a relationship. This shift can mean that dating is moving away from just emotional connection and more towards practical realities. Chapter 5, finding balance. So here's my thoughts. And personally, I think the delivery of this post or the survey and the meme we saw on social media was to rage bait. It was to rage bait, let's call it what it is, and could trigger a lot of male users. I noticed many triggered comments in the comments section. It comes across as if women are being gold diggers, but the post doesn't necessarily state it's about money. It's more about having your own car and apartment. From a man's perspective, I can understand this if we take the emotional triggers out of it. For example, I wouldn't date a woman if I didn't have my own apartment. While I don't think not having a car is a huge deal, and it shouldn't really be a deal breaker, especially with the service like having Uber available in many cities. It's good to have a car as a bonus for dinner dates and outings, or picking up your girlfriend or dropping her back home or wherever. However, I don't see it as essential. I believe if a woman truly likes you, really likes you, she would jump on a train to come see you. There's women that would even buy their own plane tickets and jump on a plane to come and see you. On the other hand, having your own apartment is crucial. Like, for example, me personally, I'll be willing to pass on many opportunities, many potential women, simply because I don't have my own place. Having your own place is probably one of the biggest key things to have. And I can understand how women saying this to men might come off as a bit insensitive or even arrogant. But I agree with the sentiment of the post. You shouldn't be dating if you don't have your own apartment, depending on the age group you're in. Obviously, if you're a teenager or you're in your early 20s, feel free, man. You can date, you know what I'm saying? But anything above 25, if you unfortunately you find yourself in situations where you're having to live with other people, you're living with family, you're living with friends, and you're not in a stable situation, sort that out first. Everyone falls on hard times. It's natural. Sort it out first and then start dating, because you never really want to get into the habits of dating and it feeling awkward, not having anywhere to bring back your date. And let's say, for example, she doesn't have a place as well. It can make things very difficult and very awkward. And most of the time, if you're living in a very expensive city, most people don't have their own apartments. They'll probably have a sharing or whatnot. So yeah, I feel like it's always better to just sort yourself out. At the end of the day, you want to be in the best position that you can be in. You want to be able to tick boxes, not just for the girl, but for yourself as well. You want to be in a position where you're untouchable. Do you know what I mean? Because, I get it. I understand how women saying this to men might come off as a bit insensitive or even arrogant, but I agree with the sentiment. Well, I think you can still date without a car. And to be honest, I did mention in a previous video about the 5 things you must have before entering a relationship, that having an apartment and a car is essential. It may not be a deal breaker, but it certainly helps. Regarding having a car, that is. So what does this all mean for our relationship? It's important to recognize that while emotional connection is still vital, many people are also looking for partners who can provide a sense of security. It's a balance of acts between ambition and stability. Wanting a partner who is responsible, independent, doesn't take away from the importance of a good connection. It adds another layer to what we're looking for. Conclusion. In summary, the findings from this survey highlights a significant change in dating towards standards, with 78% of women prioritizing stability over potential. It's clear that having a car and a place to live matters in today's day. This doesn't mean emotional connection are any less important. It just shows that practical needs are being considered more than ever before. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Do you think these new standards are fair? Let's discuss in the comments below. If you find this video insightful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more great content. On that note, I'm going to leave it there and salute.